Tom Davis with Rick Dempsey, along with Dan Duquette, who runs the baseball team here. And Dan, let's talk a little bit about the Orioles having 5 players with 50 or more RBIs. It seems like when they win, they're bashing their way to victories.
Well, we got the power hitters, and they're doing a good job with the men on base. I'm really proud of the guys that made the All-Star team. I think we got 5 All-Stars, too, and over the last 5 years, we got as many All-Stars as anybody except the Cardinals, so more than any other club in the American League. And that's what our fans like to see. They like to see that star players, and they like to see the ball go out of the ballpark by our guys when they come out to see us.
Well, speaking about the ball going out of the ballpark, Dan, you've got to be really, really happy with what you see out of Mark Trumbo so far this year. Last year, only 22 home runs, and this year already 27. We haven't even got to the All-Star break yet. 2 more games.
Well, he's really shortened up his swing, and he's been a big boost to the ball club. And then Machado and Scope, 2 young guys, they continue to improve every day. I mean, they got better pitch selection. They know how the pitchers are going to work them, and that's translated into more production.
Now, Brach made the All-Star team. Obviously, you acquired him in a deal. Tell us a little bit about how you found out so much about Brach and wanted him to be an Oriole.
Well, Dave Engel liked Brach. He'd seen him come up and down with the Padres several times. And Brad had a very good save record in the minors. He just hadn't established himself in the big leagues. And we liked his arm, we liked his stuff. Now, when he come over here, he developed a terrific split finger. And in fairness to the Padres, he did not have that pitch when he was traded. He developed that pitch under the tutelage of our coaches, and that's become his bread and butter pitch. And now he's got all 3 of his pitches going for him, and he worked very, very hard to condition himself to have a great year, and he's earned his opportunity to be in the All-Star game.
Dan, you know, to turn the page a little bit here, there's a lot of talk around town about the way that the Orioles starting pitching staff has been as of the West Coast trip. They just didn't look so good. The consistency all of a sudden has kind of dropped off a little bit. What are your thoughts about any kind of improvement that we can possibly make from within or outside the organization right now?
Well, we're going to need to have more consistent starting pitching. There's no question about that. When we took off in 2014, our pitchers came together, and you know what happened there. We went the rest of the way, and we did very, very well. So we're going to need more consistency from the guys that we have. I'm encouraged by how Dylan Bundy's pitched the first half of the year. He's done very, very well. I've seen good progress from Kevin Gausman. He's got better command of his fastball. And we have a couple of pitchers in Gallardo and Ubaldo Jimenez who have established much better records for themselves over the course of their career. And they haven't pitched to that level to this point in the season. So one or both of them is going to need to come through for us. And then, of course, we'll continue to look outside the organization for some trades. But I got to tell you, there's about 15 teams chasing very few pitchers.
How about Ubaldo? Evaluate what you've seen from the start of the season to now.
Well, I like his curveball, and I like his split finger, and the hitters seem to like his sinker that's not sinking. So, you know, if he's going to throw that sinker, he's got to go down some. You can't leave it up in the strike zone. You got to have some vertical movement on it. But I really like his split finger, and I like his curve, and I'd like to see him use those a little bit more and be more consistent in his delivery.
Dan, there's a couple of guys down in the minor leagues that may get a shot at coming up here and stepping on the mound for the Orioles. Is Lee one of those guys? Is there somebody down there that we haven't really heard a lot about that's got a possible ability of coming up here and helping us?
Well, we like Chris Lee. He's a terrific prospect, but he's been nursing an injury for the last month, and it's going to take him a little bit more time. So he's not available. I do like Ariel Miranda. I thought he did a good job when he made his debut, and he's a potential starter for us. I've been disappointed with Mike Wright and what he's done, but I've been encouraged by Tyler Wilson. I thought Tyler Wilson did a good job by and large for the club, and I've seen him pitch some very capable games, and I hope he'll do the same for us in the second half.
Now, when you look at the recall of Jason Garcia right now, tell us a little about what you saw from Garcia the last 2 months of this season and what he could possibly do here since he's been called up from Bowie.
Well, he's got a good fastball. He's got good movement and sink on his fastball. He's got a good slider. So I think he'll do very well while he's up here. He did a good job last year. He's got a little bit more experience, having pitched in Double-A as a starter. So I'm anxious to see if he can help us and contribute.
How about overall where the club is right now? Obviously, they're leading the division, 1 game lead over Toronto, 2 up on the Boston Red Sox. When you personally evaluate things, what's your composite look of the first half?
Well, I love to watch the team. We got the power hitters. We got guys that can get on base this year, and Kim's been a really good addition to the ball club. I like the way he takes pitches, and then he'll take a walk, and he'll get that pitcher into the stretch, and he's on base for some of our sluggers. So I think that's helped a lot. Our defense is solid day in and day out. Our bullpen, of course, is strong with Brach, and Britton is a dominant closer. So, I mean, those are the strengths of the club. There's no secret to it. We're going to need more consistent starting pitching to win this division. It's tough. You got Toronto, who had a great year last year, and Boston, they're breathing down our necks.
When everybody picked us for last place, we're still a game up going into the last 2 days.
I like our team. We got a dynamic offensive team. We catch the ball. We come to play every day and compete.
Dan, as always, we appreciate it. Dan Duquette chatting about the first half of the Orioles season.